All right, hello. For those of you who are not able to make the meeting, and for the people who, like me, got kicked out of the meeting, here is information regarding the Greece Naples trip in 2024. So, the idea is to leave the day after Memorial Day, May 28th, and return June 6th. On the left hand, you got the itinerary, which includes a couple days in Athens, a couple days in Milos, a couple days in Santorini, and then we head on over to Naples. All right, to give you some idea of who I am, I'm Mr. B. I love traveling, volunteering, running. I'm married with three stepchildren. I teach Latin at Wyoming Middle School. And then the three loves, just reiterated right there. Now, to get into what we will actually be doing in the itinerary. So, our first stop is going to be Athens. And we're going to visit this really cool lake just outside of Athens called Lake Voyagmeni. And the Romans used to use this. It's a thermal lake, which means it stays the same temperature all year round. If you see on the right, there's a little fish there. Those are the fish that eat the dead skin off you. And so when you go in, they'll start biting it. If you don't like it, move. That's not my thing. So I get like it's really ticklish. It doesn't hurt. So I just move my feet so they go away. We got to visit the Parthenon. It's a stunning building. It's an architectural marvel. Unfortunately, it's still in ruins a little bit, but even with that, it's still magnificent. We'll take a stop by the Panathenaic Stadium, which is where the 1896 Olympics were held. We'll definitely do a lap around the track. It is the largest stadium made just of marble. We will go to the Athens Archaeological Museum, and there they have this, the Antikythera mechanism, which some consider to be the oldest computer. They also have other things like the Mask of Agamemnon and the Santorini rooms. From there, we'll take a ferry to Milos. This is where the Venus de Milo, the statue in Paris, was found. It's in the Louvre right now, but Milos is known for its beautiful water and beautiful coastal scenery. We'll be going to that beach, and to get there, you got to climb down on the left. And it's okay. There are ladders there, so it's safe. It's good. And the water's worth it. You can see there the picture on the right, the blue, absolutely incredible. We can go cliff jumping on the northern beach if you want, and that extends anywhere from 6 to 15 feet of a jump. They'll get my GoPros if they want. They can video themselves jumping. The kids have a blast with it. And there's another picture of the Sercanico Beach where we cliff jump. The next day, we will hop on our own boat and sail around the island to places that you can only get to by boat, like Kleftico, which is where these gentlemen are being photographed. The lady in the gray sweatshirt, her name's Dora. She owns the boat. She runs the boat. She's absolutely incredible, great with the kids. She's very motherly. So when the boys aren't putting on the sunscreen, she's making sure they're putting on the sunscreen. The food is incredible on this boat. If you love Skyline, they make a throughway on this boat with tuna that is to die for. And I had to include the picture on the bottom left there. That food right there is bread with sun-dried tomato spread on it. Incredible. We'll visit some other beaches as well that aren't so out of the norm. If we have time, we'll visit the catacombs. These are very, very, very small. You're basically seeing the entire set right here in this photograph. From there, we go to Santorini. Most people have heard of Santorini. They know the sunsets are amazing. And if you've ever seen it, you will agree. We're going to do a photo tour, take some great pictures. We will see, well, yeah, there's some more great pictures with Luke and Leo. We're going to visit Akrotiri. This is a site that was destroyed by a volcano in the 17th century BC. Some consider it to be the lost city of Atlantis because it was destroyed so long ago in advance. I'll let you be the judge of that. We'll see beautiful sunsets there. We'll actually do a hike to Scaros Rock where we can see the sunset without the busy crowds of Ia. And then from there, we fly on over to Naples. We got to try the margarita pizza. It's different. It's great. We'll go to Pompeii and walk the streets there because a lot of what we're doing in class revolves around Pompeii. And it is an impressive museum. We'll try to see as many plaster casts as we can. This one, for example, though, last I checked was in the Field Museum in Chicago, out touring. And then there's a shot of us with Mount Vesuvius in the background in the Forum of Pompeii. Here's Marina and Anne getting their fight on in the amphitheater while Luke looks on in the distance. And then after that, the next day, we'll go to Capri, which is a nice island. It was a resort island for the emperors back in the day, and it's hasn't changed much. We'll get our own private boat so we can sail around there, enjoy the water, swim in the Mediterranean. After that, we'll go up into the island itself, and there they have the best cannoli and granita, which is a slushy in the world, and we got to try that. And the scenery is gorgeous. One thing that we did get to do last year, and it was such a cool thing, it was Tegan's birthday on the last night, so we had a local bakery make her a tiramisu cake, and we all shared it on the rooftop, and then stayed up way too late, and then got up way too early to make sure we got to the airport to head on back. So that's the trip in a nutshell, and it's an incredible trip. To give you some idea of my experience traveling, I've chaperoned on the left there trips, or I've been a leader to Italy over 10 times, to Greece 8, and then Israel 4, France, England, Canada 1. And then I've actually traveled to these countries, Italy and Greece, Israel over a dozen times, and then the other countries several times as well. So a lot of experience in traveling, which really helps out because I know when to do things, when not to do things, where to go, how to navigate. If there's a hiccup or something, we can plan around that and redirect. One of the reasons I do these trips, my wife and I started this travel company in February of 2020, which totally seems like a bad idea in hindsight, but we found that, we want to give people the opportunity to travel, and it can be cost prohibitive, and we try to eliminate a lot of the costs. So we've got 3 Viter trips here to Pompeii, to Rome, and the Vatican, and you can see their prices. And with these students, I mean, that's what we can go to Pompeii for $10, not almost 60, and do the Colosseum, for way less than what they're charging the Vatican as well. Now, we won't be seeing the Colosseum or the Vatican on this trip because those are in Rome, but hopefully you get the idea that we try to make things as affordable as possible. This is a comparable tour for the price, and if you look, you're only in Rome, and that's just for 5 days. Now, to get to Siena and Florence, you got to pay extra for that. And to do other things, you got to pay extra for. And I didn't like the idea of these tour companies just nickel and diming everything. So I want you to know what you're getting and how much it's going to cost up front. So with that, here's some financial information for you. It's going to be $4,200, and that's going to include your flights, basically all transportation. So we'll be doing planes, trains, bus, metro, ferry, all that. In addition to that, it'll take care of the hotels where we're staying at. It'll include the museum entrance, and so the Athens and Naples museums. People don't think of Akrotiri and Pompeii as museums, but they are, and we'll get into those. And then different experiences. So, for example, in Athens, we'll be doing a cooking class. My friend Karina teaches us how to make baklava. We'll do that. Dora's boat tour, and then, going to Lake Boyagmeni. So, some questions I get frequently asked. When you need to know by December 1st, it's got to be the ultimate deadline. That's because that's when we start buying things. Do you need to be vaccinated? At this time, no, and you haven't been for a while. How do I sign up? Return the sheet to me. I'll make sure I have some in my classroom if you need to. You can pay through check or Venmo. I do take chaperones. I need chaperones, and they're planned pretty well out in advance. And they pay a good portion of the way. So they're doing this for the love of traveling and helping provide that opportunity for kids. Do I take parents? We'd like to keep this a student group, and what has happened in the past is that all the slots have filled up with students, which is incredible, and I'm very grateful for that because it's great for them to be able to start traveling young and just experience the world. How much money should my child bring? And that really varies. I say if they have $50 a day, that's plenty. That'll get them lunch, dinner, and a souvenir. If they want to buy more than that, then they may need more. If COVID 24 happens, or something crazy happens with the trip, I'll do what I can to, um, you know, switch course if need be, and try to provide a good safe trip. One of the years I did this, Italy was still shut down, so we added an extra island in Greece. We added Naxos, and that turned out to go very well. So I'll keep you informed of ideas and plans and things like that if something bad were to happen. Um, do you provide travel insurance? No, I don't. But you can get some. Allianz is a great company. A lot of credit cards have travel insurance built into them. Now, a lot of them don't cover COVID-19, so you got to ask about that if you're interested in getting the travel insurance. Rooms are set up 2 to 4 to a room, single sex, and that just depends on the hotel. So in Milos, all the rooms were doubles. In Naples, there were 3 to 4 to a room. Santorini, same deal. Athens, they were doubles. How do I get a hold of my child? WhatsApp is a good way to do that. A lot of people have actually just been paying for phone plans abroad. That's another option. What do I do about getting a passport? If you need help getting a passport, let me know, but you should get that as soon as possible. Can I sue you or the school? No. You're going to sign a form saying that as long as I'm not negligent and the child does what I ask, like everything will be good. And we've never had an issue. And then this is outside of school, so the school isn't liable for any of that either. But this is going to be an incredible trip. There's going to be no reason. Your kid's going to love it, trust me. What happens if there's a medical emergency? We get a child to a pharmacy, which pharmacies in Europe have doctors there. And then if we need to, we go to a hospital. But I will keep you informed the entire way of that process. The worst thing that's happened so far really is a student just got sick and just needed to visit the pharmacy and get some medicine. You can get a hold of me through Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. You'll definitely get my contact information, phone number, all that. I'll make sure you have all that before we take off. If you want to find out more information about me, you can just ask people who've gone on previous trips. And if you need to, I can get you connected with people who have gone on previous trips. Is Greece safe? Yes, it's very, very, very safe. Very safe, very friendly, great people. Regarding safety, this can mean a lot of things. So I've got 3 different bullets here. The student to chaperone ratio is 4 or 5 to 1. I want to keep a lot of eyes on the kids, all right? Their safety, that's biggest priority, keeping them safe. So a lot of chaperones. Passports, I'm going to hold on to those, and I've got a bag, like a drawstring bag, but it's heavy duty. It's got metal infused in it. And yeah, I'm going to keep that stuff on me. It'll be safe. And then free time, it depends on how you define free time. So when we have time where we're not doing planned activities, maybe just walking around or going shopping or something like that, we're going to be with the adults, the chaperone, we're going to be with the kids. Maybe we want to go in 2 or 3 different shops that are next to each other. An adult's going to be in there with the kid. Like, a kid is not going to go somewhere unaccompanied. The exception being the hotel room. But beyond that, there's always going to be an adult there. Always. All right. So why should you send your child to Greece? It's great exposure to traveling. Absolutely great exposure to traveling, and it's safe. Greece and in parts of Naples are a very, very safe and welcoming area. All right, a very safe and welcoming area, and especially with what we're doing. We're going to Karina's house. We're going on a boat that's just for us, both, in Milos and in Capri. So we're doing a lot of things that, where we're actually away from groups, away from people and doing our own thing. And so it's going to be very, very safe. The activities are geared towards kids, and they love this stuff. They're going to love it. And it gets you ready for foreign travel as you're older. So as part of what we're doing, I'm going to be showing them how to use a metro, how to use the train, how to read the screens at an airport, and things like that, just to make them more comfortable traveling. So if they do that when they're older, they'll know what they're doing. And then getting to experience the culture. It's a Greece, Naples. They have a great history and a culture, and being able to experience that firsthand is phenomenal. They're, I mean, yeah, they're just very nice and welcoming, and so there are a lot of busy cities out there. There's London, there's Paris, there's Rome, Barcelona, and there's a lot going on with those cities. Greece and then even Naples and the surrounding areas, they're not as busy, but there's still so much there. And so, yeah, this is a great introduction to travel. Hopefully, I have addressed a lot of questions and given you the information that you need. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out. In the description, I will put the form in there. And I just want to thank you again for your time, sincerely. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully, I'll be able to travel with you.